last weekend, I was at Upton telling stories, and I've been going there well over 20 years now. But I remember the first time I went there, and I'd only just started telling us stories. I'd done a few stories in the Crystal and the Lighthouse, and I'd met a guy called Malcolm Speake down at the old Crystal. And anyway, him and his mate were doing a session down at Upton Festival, and he said to me, he said, why don't you come down and do a story? Bloody hell, you know, I was made up about it. I mean, it sounded really good, didn't it, you know? Well, all right, my ego just took over, you know. You know, right, I'll be down there. So we went down on the Sunday, and the session was late in the afternoon, 4 o'clock-ish sort of thing. And I like Sunday lunch. So we went in the White Lion and had a Sunday lunch. And I also had a pint of ale. I may have had two, I don't know. But anyway, well, the trouble is, after I've had a Sunday lunch and a beer, I want to go to sleep, you know. And I came out, and Pamela wanted to go to see somebody. I said, well, you go off. I thought, you know, it's no good me sitting down, I'll have had it, you know. So I thought, I'll go for a walk. So I went off for a walk. It's a walk? Oh, well, I thought I was going to do a walk that I'd done before. I walked down by the marine and come up the side of the river. And then when I got to the floodplain, I walked across the floodplain, because there's a big landmark in Upton, and it's the village church. It's the spire is absolutely huge for a little village like that. A tall spire. So I walked over towards all the houses. Now, the houses on that side of the high street, all the roads on that side, right, they're all little cul-de-sacs, and there's lots of little passages that lead off to different places. Well, I got over to the road, and I found this passage, and I went down this passage, and it wasn't taking me back to where, you know, I wanted to go, but never mind, I took another passage. Well, I lost sight of this church because all these passages had got like tall edges or fences on them, you couldn't see, you know. And all of a sudden I run out of roads, and all I was finding was, because all these roads are dead ends, and all I was finding was these passages, and I kept, you know, I hadn't got a clue. I'd lost all sense of direction. So I'd come to, you know, come out and think, another passage here. Anyway, I was getting a bit agitated because I like to be on time. I don't like to be late. It upsets me if I'm late. And I mean, that's me. That's my problem. And anyway, I'm going away, and I thought, I don't know where I am, but I couldn't get my bearings every time. I thought, well, I must be going this way, and then I'd come another, you know. Anyway, eventually, I come out onto this lane, and there was a signpost, and it said, all it said was Upton and an arrow. But I mean, you know, I'd been walking for ages there, and I turned around, and there's this guy leaning on a gate, and he was a proper country yokel, you know. He got, you know, the old cloth caps where they used to have a stud on the front, didn't they? You know, they used to undo the stud, and it looked funny. He got the old cloth cap on and a tattered silk shirt, and he got brown corduroy trousers with tied just below the knees with baling twine, you know, and a pair of tackety old boots on. And he was leaning on this gate with a piece of straw in his mouth, content as anything, and I was feeling a bit agitated. This is my problem, not his, you know. But anyway, I says to him, I said, hey mate, I says, how long will it take me to walk to Upton down there? And he very slowly took the straw out of his mouth, and he said, walk. Put the straw in. And I thought, he don't understand my black country accent. So I said, excuse me, but how long will it take me to walk to Upton in that direction? Again, walk. I thought, oh, you know, he's a bit simple. I'll have to dumb things down a bit. So I said, all right, I said, how long will it take me, you know, to walk to Upton? Again, walk. I've had enough of this. I strode off down, you know, I'd only gone a few yards, and he shouted after me, 20 minutes. What? I went back up to him and said, why didn't you say that in the first place? He says, I needed to see how fast you walk first.